Good morning again. I'm back in Spring Hill. As you can see, the building that's behind me looks a lot like Rippavilla, but it's not. We'll probably go to Rippavilla one day as we continue our Murray County tour. I'm combining for these little proverbial wisdom things two of my great loves. One's just a purely academic one, American history, and particularly local history. And one is my love for God's Word and what it can do for each of us. This building is Ferguson Hall. It is now on the head it's now the main campus for the Tennessee Children's Home, even though that will change in the fairly near future as they're moving. But they've been here for nearly 90 years or so now. And it's a great work, a work that tries to take care of disadvantaged and originally orphaned children, and now many children that are part of the wards of the state. Before, though, it was the Tennessee Children's Home in the 1930s. It was Brandon Hughes Military Academy. So this was one of two military academies in Columbia and Spring Hill in Murray County, and served honorably in that capacity for a number of years. And before that, it was a private residence, all the way back to the pre-Civil War era, when it was owned by Martin Cheers, and who was the brother of the man who built Rippavilla just down the road. During the Civil War, this house was the site of a scandal. A Civil War general named Earl Van Dorn, who was a cavalry general, came to Spring Hill to set up a temporary station for Confederate troops in 1863, and he began an affair with a woman who lived not too far from here. And as a result of that affair, he had to move from the boarding house that he was in because it was scandalous to the woman who owned that house, and he moved here. The lady that he was having the affair with was Jessica McKissick Peters. And there is some dispute over that, but that seems to be the most likely scenario. And when her husband found out about it, a doctor, Dr. Charles Peters, he came here to this house, apparently forced Mr. Earl Van Dorn, General Van Dorn, to sign sort of a confession, and then murdered him, shot him, right in that house. In 1963, the director of the Tennessee Children's Home was fishing around in a closet, and behind the wall in a closet, he found a fully loaded Civil War era pistol. Now, we don't know if it's the same pistol or not. There's no way to know, I don't guess. But this home was the site of a lot of scandal and a murder. And that actually relates to today's proverb. And you're probably thinking, why are you telling us this story? Well, today's proverb is Proverbs 23. It's for saying 7 from our wise sayings there. Proverbs 23, verses 1, 2, 3. When you sit down to dine with a ruler, note well what is before you, and put a knife to your throat if you are given to gluttony. Do not crave his delicacies, for that food is deceptive. Put a knife to your throat if you're sitting down with a rich guy and you can't help but want what he's got. Now, it's talking about food, but it could be talking about anything. One of the 10 Commandments is do not covet. One of the things that is bad about this era, when everybody looks on Pinterest and everybody follows everybody on Instagram and Facebook and all of the different social media apps that we've got, and the commercials that come so endlessly to us, we all want what everybody else has. General Van Dorn wanted what somebody else had, and it cost him his life. The proverb is that the same could be true for us. So you limit what you want and you limit what you see. It's smart to just keep that in mind. To live within our means and to value what is attainable, and not to live a life full of covetousness. Well, good wisdom from God's Word today. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you're enjoying these little snippets of Murray County history and on location recordings. Thanks. Bye.